Today's tip is to just do one push-up. Sometimes a goal or habit change can seem overwhelming or insurmountable. How do you go from no regular exercise routine to working out 4 to 5 times per week, every week? How do you go from a processed food diet to full clean eating? You use the one push-up rule. That's how. What's the one push-up rule? Well, you commit to making one very small change per day toward whatever your goal is, like performing one push-up per day, eating 1 carrot per day, or performing 1 task per day. You set the bar so low at first that it's almost impossible to find an excuse not to. So instead of jumping from the couch to a 30-minute workout in the gym, you commit to just doing 1 push-up per day. As another example, when you decide to eat healthier, that can often look like eating more vegetables and cutting out processed foods. That's great. However, you can often get stuck trying to figure out what to eat instead of all the standard meals you've been eating for months or years. You could find yourself stuck in your chair clicking through a blur of blogs, recipe posts, and meal plans, and end up at the end of your first week feeling overwhelmed and having not made a single good nutritional change. Instead, by following the one push-up rule, that goal of eating healthier could start with walking to the fridge and picking out a shiny fresh apple and eating it, then committing to eating just 1 apple a day for the next week. This is the magic of the one push-up rule. Committing to starting this small with just 1 push-up or eating just 1 apple will result in 2 things. First, each day that you accomplish your goal, you will gain some momentum and confidence in your abilities. Once you create a consistent habit in your day, you can begin to capitalize on it, and before you know it, you have a lot to show for yourself. Secondly, you'll find that after a while, it's easy to overshoot that goal. You find that 1 push-up is no problem, so you do 2. You find that eating 1 apple is easy, so you eat an apple and a few carrots each day. When I got back into running after my daughter was born, running for 30 minutes straight seemed impossible. Since 30 minutes seemed so hard, hour-long runs required for a half marathon were completely out of the question. And I would tell anyone who would listen that I had no intention of ever running for that long. But I did want to improve my health through running, so I started with running for 30 seconds at a time. That, of course, turned into a minute, then 2 minutes, and so on, until a couple of minutes went by and I was running for 30 minutes straight. At the pace I was going, I was running for around 4 kilometers, or about 2.5 miles. So when a friend asked me to join her in a 5K fun run, I thought, well, that's just 1 more kilometer. That's not a big deal. Months later, there was an 8K charity race. And since that only required adding 3 more kilometers, I thought, why not? Then 2 kilometers later, I was running 10K. Well, that 10K turned into a 16K race to raise funds for the local zoo. Just 6 more kilometers. So what happened next? That half marathon. Yep, I was eating my words and running for hours. But I had only started at 30 seconds. I'm not sure that half marathon would have ever happened if it had been my goal from the beginning. It seemed insane at the time. All of those motivational phrases like aim big or shoot for the moon are awesome. Big goals are important and so worth it. However, in the space between the starting line and the finish line of reaching your big goals, you'll find tiny goals. At the starting line, your big goal can seem so far away and unreachable, like that half marathon. It can be hard to see how you could possibly reach it when you look at where you are right now, running for 30 seconds at a time. Often getting started is the hardest part. Once the ball starts rolling, it continues to roll with a lot less effort. So make your big goal. Then make a tiny, tiny goal, one that's impossible not to reach. Do that today and for the next little while. That tiny, tiny goal can turn into larger goals once you get going. That one push-up goal will easily turn into 10 push-ups, which will then easily turn into a 15-minute workout, which will morph into a full-fledged weekly fitness routine, or maybe even a half marathon. Just do one push-up. Just get started. Once you've started, you just need to let the momentum carry you towards your goals. Willpower not required. Thanks so much for listening. I'd love to hear from you, so send me your tips, questions, or feedback. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Fired Up Fitness Coaching, or email me at willpowernotrequired@firedupfitness.ca. Thanks so much. I look forward to connecting with you.